Now that you are all free of chaos after having gone through the experience of understanding chaos, let's proceed to understand what silence of mind is. Or because you are free of chaos, you are ready for going into what silence of mind is. And during experiencing chaos, you must have realized that your mind or your inner self is so much filled with garbage, so many thoughts, confusions, so many attractions, unfulfilled desires, and emotional traumas and emotional disturbances. All that together can be called as inner turmoil, inner confusion, or disorder. And if you have understood that, and if you have understood how to relate with turmoil to understand it, the same principle will be, because you are familiar with that, it will be easier for you to understand what silence of mind is. Because like turmoil, for understanding silence of mind, we also need to relate with mind. And if you have tried to understand how thoughts come into being, you'll realize that thoughts are nothing but our reactions to the inputs collected from outer world through our sense organs. Something, say we eat some good delicious food, so that's the input that we take through our mouth. And when we say that the food is delicious, we are translating that experience of deliciousness into words. It's kind of reaction we are giving to that experience. And the food that is eaten by 10 different people may have different types of reactions to the same food. Food is same, but the experience also can be considered as same, but the translation of that experience into words is going to be different for each one of them, because our conditioning is different, how we are brought up, what kind of food we are used to, what we call as cherished food or very tasty food may also differ from person to person. So our reactions are likely to be completely different, although the food is same. So, and those reactions, when are given some word, then it becomes a thought. And then all the likes, dislikes, good, bad, worthwhile, not worthwhile, all those dichotomies we have been talking about are a result of those reactions. And silence of mind again means being developing great understanding about how thoughts come into being and how they breed on themselves, and how hundreds of thousands of thoughts are created from one single thought. And if you are familiar with the process, which you have to, otherwise if you just run away from thoughts, it will never help you understand what real silence of mind is. And as we did with chaos or turmoil, that being familiar with turmoil, understanding it, is going to help us transcend that or go beyond that. Similarly, if we are uh, not not waging war against our mind, we are not fighting against it, but we are friendly with it, playful with it, and we want to relate with our mind, which is filled with so many thoughts. And we have no objection. We are not saying that we don't want thoughts, because silence of mind does mean that you are completely free of thoughts. But it's not like because you don't want thoughts, therefore you are free of thoughts. Because you don't want thoughts doesn't mean that you will experience silence of mind. because your wanting or not wanting is not the not going to affect your thinking process. In fact, if it is going to, then it is only going to affect contrarily, not going to be beneficial. So, it is important to realize this truth that yes, I want to experience silence of mind, but I do also realize that I cannot fight with my mind to end the thoughts, but I have to learn to make friends with it, be playful with it, and that will help me understand it better. So, I have to learn to sit by myself, as I mentioned earlier, and relate with ourselves, our own thoughts, and then try to understand them. And as I explained, all thoughts are reactions given to external experiences through our sense organs. So, if we understand this while understanding our own thoughts, it will help us develop rapport with it, proper relationship with it, and that will help us understand them better. And if we understand them better, it will be beginning of ending thoughts and letting your mind become silent, not making your mind silent. Because when you try to make your mind silent, you are creating stress inside and disturbance inside. And whenever there is disturbance, mind cannot be silent. So you need to look at it differently or relate with it differently. And that difference is in the way you look at it. You say that, yes, I do understand that thoughts are nothing but reactions, but I want to also experience silence of mind. I know that mind cannot be made silent, but I have to let it become silent. So that letting it become silent is a different approach than making it silent. Making it silent may last for a while, but if you let it become silent, then it will be lasting in value. It will stay for a longer period of time. So that's what we are heading towards. So important thing is letting thoughts come, letting them stay, letting them go, and you are neither against them or you are not with them, or you are not getting, you are not saying that a thought is good and therefore it should stay, or a particular thought is bad, therefore it should not stay. Because if you say so, then you are creating disturbance inside. But if you say that, okay, a good thought has come, it has stayed and it's going, and I have nothing to say against or in favor of it. If we get accustomed to this approach, then thoughts will continue to come for a while, but later on you will find that they are not as disturbing as they used to be in the past. They are coming in the same frequency, same intensity, or maybe over a period of time the intensity and number of thoughts would get reduced, but complete silence would come later on. And until that experience comes, you have to maintain this approach, friendly and playful. So you are just letting the thoughts come, letting them stay, letting them go. If the thoughts are good, you acknowledge that they are good. If they stay, you acknowledge that the thought has stayed. If it goes, you acknowledge again that thought has left. But you are not saying that because it is good thought it should stay, or because it is good thought I should hold on to it. But you say that just it has come, it has stayed, it has gone, and I have nothing to say against or in favor of it. That's like not giving a reaction to it. Or a bad thought comes, you don't say that you don't want it, I want to wipe it out. You just say that bad thought has come, acknowledge it, stays, acknowledge it, going out, acknowledge it, no reaction. Then the bad thoughts will also continue to come over a period of time, but later on you'll realize that both kind of thoughts, good, bad, all dualistic thoughts, because mind is bred and it generates thoughts on the basis of our reactions to it. But when we stop reacting to those thoughts, the thoughts will automatically come to an end, and then you'll begin to experience silence of mind, which has two dimensions to it. One is silence of mind with thoughts, and silence of mind without thoughts, and both are equally important. And with this approach, with this relationship with your mind, you'll begin to experience both, and that will help you strike a balance between worldly and spiritual life.